Now we'll discuss how to measure waveguide parameters using microwave bend setup. So all these are rectangular waveguide components. So if you see the cross section of any component here, you'll be having a rectangle shape. Means it is a rectangular waveguide. It is made of a metal. If it is circular, it will be a circular waveguide. So in microwave lab, all the components what we have, they come under rectangular waveguide. Okay. So in previous section already we have discussed how to set a waveform in the CRO. So in this microwave lab, the initial task is to set a waveform in the CRO. After setting that, we have to perform the experiment according to the whatever you want you can perform. So now we'll see how to measure waveguide parameters. So we'll measure what is guide wavelength, what is free space wavelength, and what is frequency, how to measure frequency. So we'll measure 3 parameters. So for that also we'll use the slotted section. So here the values are like beam voltage is again 303 volts. Beam current is around 16.6 milliamperes and reflector voltage is around 101 volt. So with those points we have got a signal in the CRO. Now I will be varying the VSWR, slotted section. So we'll be getting some Vmax point. Now here in waveguide parameters will not note the maximum voltage or minimum voltage, but will note the distance. At what distance you are getting maximum voltage and at what distance you are getting minimum voltage. So for example, this is my maximum voltage, and as I already shown here, there are 2 scales, the bigger one and the smaller one. So here you have a 0 line. That line is matched with the another line on the bigger scale. So it is matching with 10.1. So my D1 is 10.1. Now I'll be varying this. If you observe, there is a decrease in the voltage. Yeah, so it has been decreased. Now my D2 is 10.5, 10.55. Okay, more readings will take. So again I'll take a maximum value. So this is my Vmax and my distance is 10.8. Now again I'll take a minimum point and then my voltage will be decreasing. I'll take a decreased value because previously we took a maximum voltage. Yeah, so my voltage is around 12.5. Okay, so we'll see the sample readings. So these are the sample readings. So if you see the observation, my beam voltage is 367 volts and my beam current is 34.7 milliamperes and repeller voltage is 49 volts. If you set these 3, we get a waveform in the CRO. Next distance, that is for Vmax, we have got 7.9 and D2 is Vmin 8.1 and D3 is again Vmax 9.0 and D4 is again Vmin, that is 10.0. So with these 4 distance we calculate delta D1, delta D2 and delta D3. Delta D1 is difference between the first 2 points, that is D2 minus D1. And delta D2 is difference between next 2, that is D3 minus D2. And delta D3 is difference between next 2 points, that is D4 minus D3. Since you have got 3 deltas, take the average of it. So you will be getting a single delta D, that is delta D1 plus delta D2 plus delta D3 by 3. So the formula to find the guide wavelength is wavelength is lambda, guide is G, so it is denoted as lambda G. Lambda G is 2 into delta D, so delta D here is 0.7, so 2 into 0.7 is 1.4. And this lambda naught and F naught we measure with a formula. The formula is 1 by lambda naught square is equal to 1 by lambda G square plus 1 by lambda C square. So now here I am finding lambda naught, where lambda G already we have found out, that is 1.4. And how to find lambda C means the formula for lambda C is 2A. A is nothing but the wider dimension of a rectangular waveguide. See, the dimension is this. This point is 2.286 and this is my B. The length is nothing but A and this is my B. So this A, if you measure with a scale, it is around 2.286. So lambda C is 2 into 2.286, that is 4.572, and finally F naught is equal to C by lambda naught. So this lambda naught already we have calculated here, so that is 1.338 So if you substitute in place of lambda, if you substitute that f naught is equal to c by lambda, c is speed of light, that is 3 into 10 power 8, we get this. So this is how we measure the variable parameters using